It is Wednesday morning, and I put my hair in a braid because I've been having a lot of issues with my hair knotting up really, really bad while I'm sleeping at night. And putting it in a braid really helped, and I'm not mad at it. It's really, really wavy now, but it kept it from knotting up in my sleep. And brushing that out when it knots up like that hurts so bad. And that's why you see me with like crazy hair all the time, because sometimes I just don't want to battle with my hair. But that is not what I usually talk about. I'm not really a girly girl or a hair girly or anything like that. I'm just trying to save myself some pain. But today I am just knitting and chilling, and the lives the last few days have been a little off, but I can understand that because I do a lot of the same things, which I can only be who I am, you know. And when I was door dashing, I feel like I had a little bit more of a variety of things on the channel, and now I'm just trying to figure out where to find that balance of variety and doing different things in the mornings, because now I feel like I need to find something a little exciting to do again. I like knitting, but it's definitely not exciting. Rudraju? Rudraju? Hi, good morning. How are you? I am working on this. Raju. Okay, good morning. I'm working on this scarf. I was working on another one, but this one is closer to being done. So I am going to finish it up today, and I'll just do most of it while I'm on the chat. It takes a while, so probably won't finish it while chatting. Thank you. I put my hair in a braid last night and slept with my hair in the braid. And so it's kind of wavy, doing some kind of wavy thing this morning. But yeah. Um, my husband and I already decided that I shouldn't do DoorDash anymore because of the wear and tear on the car and us not having time together in the mornings, because I was DoorDashing um, until about 12 p.m. and then he left for work at 2, so we were only able to eat together and all of that. And so, yeah, I'm trying to reframe how I spend my mornings, and because I was trying to go DoorDash every single day, and that wasn't really working. Latifa said hi, hello. Mousum, what's up? Somebody said, my busy, sorry, okay. You're fine. That's okay. You can pop in and out of the chat whenever you can. Right now, I'm working on this scarf to put in the coffee shop. Latifa, I am doing really well. How are you? I'm working on this to go in the coffee shop because at first I didn't think people liked like bright colors or multicolors, but apparently they do, because I sold 4 and the 4 that I sold were not solid colored, they were multicolor. So I was like, let me just go ahead and make some more multicolor scarves, because you never know what people are gonna buy. Let's see. Benita, hi, hello. New scarf I'm knitting. I've actually been working on this one for a while. I did another live stream while I was working on this one, but I think I could finish this one today if I work enough on it. You and your daughter are watching the live. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Yeah, this is a safe family space. Even if there's people in the chat that can't behave, I will get them out because it's a family space. Um, Last night, I talked about this in the live, but the live didn't really have a lot of people talking at the time. But we went to go see the new Zootopia. Me and the boys and my sister and my niece. We all went to go see Zootopia 2. And I heard a lot of mixed reviews. I heard that it wasn't really going to be good and that I wouldn't like it, or I don't know, by family members. But I liked it. I liked it better than the first one, to be honest. Wave my hands. What's up? What's up? Multicolor scarves are nice, or multicolor are nice. Yeah, I like making multicolor scarves just because it's more fun to knit. When I'm doing a solid color, I get really bored after a while. But I got me a bum drink again. These have a lot less caffeine than regular energy drinks, which I like. Not sponsored. But yeah, I can't do much of the much caffeine. I like the first Zootopia too. Second one might be good. Yeah, I mean, I like the first Zootopia. My kids have kind of wore it out though. We've watched it countless times, so I was ready to see something new, and it was good. It was kind of like an early Christmas present from my sister to take us all to go see the movies. So that was nice. And then we got home and we did some school. And I've been talking to you guys. Saravana? Sarah. You're going to have to tell me your name, probably. But hi, welcome to the chat. I've been talking about struggling with my 6-year-old to do school. And last night was good. He did his school really well, but the only reason is because I had to backtrack a little bit. The only thing, I was trying to go too fast with him and progress too fast in some of the things, and I think he needed to go back to some of the basic math and some of the basic, like, easy reading, easy activity pages, just as, like, still doing school but not totally overloading the brain. So I have 2 first grade books and they're big jumbo books, and so we got really ahead in one of them, but the other one has like some easy pages we hadn't got to yet, so I backtracked and used the other book we hadn't used yet to do some of the beginner learning, like regular addition and spot the differences in pictures, or just like simple reading, like sort. He has a word bank and he had to sort the words by toys or animals and write them in lists. It's just little stuff like that. Yes, I am knitting. How long does it take for me to finish a scarf? It depends. Sometimes I don't have a lot of time to give to knitting the scarf, and so I could be working on one for like a month and put it down and get it up or pick it back up. And so usually it takes me, if I'm talking straight hours, it would probably take me about 8 hours. Let's see. Sister, what is your name? My name is Katie. I guess your 6-year-old needs a little time to his pace. Yeah, we were starting double-digit addition and subtraction, and he just wasn't understanding that you have to add up the right the right column first and not worry about the left column, and then go to the left column and go down and do that side. And it was just so, it seems so simple to me because I'm 27 and I've been through a lot of school. I've done even real estate school. And so, as simple as it may seem to me, it's new to him. And so, I have to remember that everything we're doing is brand new to him. And I can't be like, oh, why don't you get this? You know, I don't say that to him. But in my mind, I'm like, this is really easy. But I'm like, he's 6 and he needs to go at his pace. So, yeah, it's just been a learning experience for me and for him. Because this is our first year of registered homeschool, but we did do a whole year of kindergarten last year. It just wasn't registered. Let's see. Do I have a shop or something for scarves, or is this just a hobby? I sell my scarves at a coffee shop in like the local town close to us. And so I've sold 5, 4 or 5 so far. Oh yeah, I sold one in October. At the end of October, it was starting to get cold. And then I sold 4 in November. And I went in yesterday to get the money for the scarves I sold in November, and I haven't sold any so far in December. So I'm going to finish a few scarves and switch a few out, and we'll see what happens. But yeah. Repeat my name. I am back. Oh, hey. My name is Katie. Katie. But yeah, I like knitting. I have been knitting since I was 13. My sister is 4 years older than me. And my cousin, that was like a sister to, or is like a sister to me, um, they both, we were all in the same school. And in high school, they were doing like a knitting group where they would meet with other people and knit. And so I got them to teach me one weekend when it was like snowing and we were all watching movies. And I was really impatient with it. But once I got it, it was like locked in. It's been one of my favorite things to do forever. I used to have a lot of nervous anxiety, and so knitting is something that helped me through high school. But as an adult, I stopped knitting for a little while because I was working all the time. And so once I had my first son and I was not able to work for a little bit, I was like, I need something to do. I need a hobby. And so I started knitting again. And that was like 7 years ago. And I've worked on and off. And, you know, you get in and out of the mood to do stuff. But I've pretty consistently knitted. So. Somebody said, I'm wondering that you're reading comments and knitting, not looking at the scarf. I guess you're a pro in this. Um, I make mistakes from time to time still, but I can watch pretty much a full movie without looking down. I do like to look down like every now and then because I used to not look down at all, and then I would be like this far away and then there'd be like a hole in it and there's no way to fix it. If it didn't loom, then you're just toast and it'll unravel. So you had to unravel it all the way back down to that spot that you messed up at, and that was like really frustrating. So, but I just really enjoy it. And I mean, it's not the best use of my time just because knitting is, I don't know, it takes a long time, and then I only sell my scarves for $15, and so it's not getting much money for your time. But when you're doing something you enjoy, making any money at all from it is pretty cool, I think. I like to try new hobbies pretty consistently. I have had a podcast. I have had several YouTube channels. I have a travel channel too. I just haven't posted on it in about a year. Um, Last year at this time, actually, on the 17th of this month will be a year ago that I posted my first YouTube channel, my first YouTube video on this channel. And so I've had this channel for a year. I stopped doing the long form content because my phone storage is full, and so I need to go through my phone and see what I need and what I don't need. And yes. Okay, I have a travel channel. Let me see. Okay. I don't know how to do a chat. I did have a podcast. It was called Mama, Mama Katie, Katie Speaks, Speaks. So, and I also had, I tried writing a book. I've had a blog on WordPress. When my oldest son was born, I had an actual blog. It was Mama Katie Blogs. And so I had Mama Katie Blogs, Mama Katie Speaks, and they kind of coincide, a podcast and a blog. And then I decided to try to make a travel channel. I had this idea in my mind that it was going to blow up, and then we'd be able to like luxury travel as a family. And I was postpartum at the time, so I think that was I was postpartum 4 years ago with my second son, and I think I might have been a little delulu. I'm not sure how I thought that was going to work out, but you know, it's okay, because everything works out or it don't. But I think if you try something that you really want to see how it plays out, you'll never regret trying something, because then you don't have to look back and be like, oh man, what if I would have done this? If you try it and it fails, at least you know. And if you try it and you succeed, then that's even better. Oh, knit a cap for my daughter. I actually have not knitted a hat in a long time. My mom, she has one of those circle looms. She's got a really tiny one, like for babies, and then she's got a medium one that would fit like a normal person's head. And then she's got a huge circle loom, and I'm like, whose head is that big? But I actually don't make them. If I had an Etsy shop, would any of you guys buy a scarf? Like, I can get colors that a male would wear. It doesn't have to just be female or whatever. Y'all are actually set up on my yarn collection boxes. I've got so much yarn all the time. Oh, it's full of yarn. And then these are just unfinished projects that I have taken off the loom, because I can oh, the sun is coming through, because I can loom them whenever. So, yeah, I enjoy being able to kind of go back and forth between different projects, especially during the summer. Like, if it gets too hot to go outside much, which that's the problem with where I live. It used to just be mild all year round, but now it's like winter is crazy cold, and then summer has been super hot with a ton of mosquitoes. So next year, I don't know. I'm gonna have my real estate license, and I'm hoping that gives us a little bit more financial freedom outside of just getting the bills paid. So, yeah, I'm wanting to travel to somewhere warm during the um, during the winter months next year if I can. Not like the whole time, but just experience it. Maybe mid-January when it's the coldest here. Maybe go somewhere super warm, like the bottom of Florida or Hawaii. I don't know. I've heard that Hawaii, the people of Hawaii, if any of you guys are from Hawaii, I don't know that you are, but if you are, do you really not like tourists? I've heard that people from Hawaii do not like tourists because they kind of the push the locals out a little bit with all of the tourism and all that. Yes, I am already stocked. I do like to go into the yarn aisle at Hobby Lobby and get something new most times when I sell a scarf, but have I ever visited any other countries? I have. I have gone to the Dominican Republic for a mission trip when I was a senior in high school. So it's been a long time. Let's see, it's been almost 10 years. Almost. In March, it'll be 10 years since I went. And my passport is expired and has been for a hot minute. But we went over to help villages and give out food and tell them about Jesus. And so I wanted to go back. I actually wanted to sign up to go back to the base camp that we stayed at. Where we stayed at, they were offering a program to like college students, and they called it the GAP program, which was a year that a student, instead of going college, they would go over there for a GAP program and learn Spanish and help with the community and do different projects and like do some biblical studying over there. I tried to talk to them, tried to talk to the person that's over that, and I sent them a personal message saying that I would like to learn how to apply to be in that program, and nobody, like, I totally was like ghosted or like left on red, I guess you would say. But you know what, even though it was God's work, it wasn't God's plan for me. Other people um other people thrived there, but I don't guess it was God's plan for me because I loved the Spanish language. Back then, I was not dating my husband, but I could just feel that I loved the Spanish language. I loved being in other cultures and seeing how other people lived. And less than a year later, I met my husband. And if I would have went in that GAP program, I would have never met him. And I know that's why I didn't have that opportunity happen for me. Yes, I do know Spanish. Arush, Fatima is watching you beside me. Well, hello, welcome. Sorry, I went off on a side conversation just because yeah, that was a big time in my life. But yo hablo español, yo también. Solo español, los dos, inglés y español. Lichen. But yeah, so I could have potentially went to the Dominican Republic for a year, and it just didn't work out, but I loved it over there. It was very beautiful. It wasn't safe unless you were with the group, but I'm sure there are safe areas in the Dominican Republic. They just, they had locks and barricades on the big facility because before they had gotten the locks and barricades. A lot of things have gotten stolen, so I think they were in an area that wasn't as safe, but they were barricaded and had security and stuff like that. So, no, that's not when I met my husband. I met my husband after all of that. Um, he's from Mexico. We met at a restaurant because I decided not to do that. I decided to go ahead and work instead of going to college. And I met my husband working. He was still a high school student. I met him when he was in 11th grade and I had just graduated the year before. And so we are two school grades apart, but only a year and 4 months apart. Let's see. Bubbles Bubble. BB said, hi, greetings from Australia. Welcome. Good morning. Well, I don't know if it's morning where you are, but Vedimar Channel TV says, hello from Philippines. Hello. Welcome to the chat this morning. If you guys are watching and you haven't already liked and subscribed, feel free to do so. If you're not into the channel, you do not have to. It is just a suggestion, but it helps me a lot, and it helps me be able to push out and hang out with you guys more often. Let's see, it is 15 minutes till 1 a.m. here in Australia. Oh, so good night. Not good morning. It is 8:47 in the morning for me. How many children do I have? 2. I have 2 boys. Here, let me go ahead and show you. We went to the movies last night, and here's a picture of, we didn't watch this, but here's a picture of my child in front of the Anaconda poster. Here's my 2 kids yesterday, all cuddled up on the couch together. We were spying on them a little bit. Let's see. Let me find a good picture of them. I don't really get a lot of pictures with them. Here they are. They're my babies. Little babies. Not so little anymore. Here is another good one. Oh my gosh, I miss days where we can go outside. We like to have little picnics. I brought the wet wipes out, as you can see them right here. And then I cut up some apple slices, and we have a little table outside, so I was acting like they were at a restaurant and I was serving them food. It was really cute. And I just love going outside with them. I'm not one to really like cold weather. Now all you see is me. He's the cutie pie. Okay. But yeah, I really miss nice 70s weather. Let's see. I'll find a picture of my husband too for all of you guys who don't know us yet. Some people that have been in the chat for a while know us, but there's my husband. Cutie patootie. My son is like his little twin. Let me see if I can find pictures of us from the beach the other day. I've already showed these in other lives, but there we are. Mi amor. Mi amor. We were in front of a Ferris wheel. Good times. I like having the green screen. That makes it a little bit more exciting. Very fun. Let's see. Oh, he is Mexican. Nice. Is he make Mexican dishes? No. He could make cereal. He wants to buy a grill and start grilling at home. But I make Mexican food a lot. And I've learned a lot from my suegra, my mother-in-law, because she is originally from Mexico. And so She she has taught me a lot, and she only speaks Spanish, and so over the years I've had to learn Spanish to be able to learn from her and communicate with her. But I'm about 80% bilingual now, and it makes me really happy. Let's see. So cute they are. Thank you. I have 4 kids. All of them are my fur babies. Oh, is it doggies or cats? What all you got? Very nice. God bless them. Thank you. Thank you. What's his name? My husband's name is Javier. Iconic Nelutu said hi. Super beautiful family. Thank you so much. And they put little flower emojis. Thank you. I have been working on this scarf for like a week and a half. I'm hoping to finish it today. I've been chit chatting this morning and not really working on it as fast as I could be, but I'm enjoying my morning. I'm enjoying hanging out with you guys. After I finish this scarf, I am going to still have, or not finish a scarf. Once I finish this live, I'm going to still probably have about another hour to do whatever before my family wakes up, and I'm probably going to watch motivational YouTube videos while knitting and writing in my journal. I write in a journal all the time, and anytime I'm having big life changes like I am right now, I will get a new journal just to refresh everything. And so I started one last week, and I've already made changes to my goals and to my life since starting it. Let's see, what do I use for knitting? I just use 2 knitting needles. They're not attached to each other. Some people use something that has like a plastic loop in the middle. These are just not attached to each other. I have Bubbles says I have a golden retriever puppy. I also have a King Charles Spaniel Cavalier and a Labrador cross Catahoilia. My last dog is a border collie cross Kelpie cross cattle dog. Wow, you really know your dogs. Am I dashing today? Daniel G asked. I've actually, my AC is making, or my heater's making some crazy sounds. I've actually decided to stop dashing. My car was acting up and it wasn't really working in our schedule. So, as fun as it was, and as much as it gave me like excitement in the morning, I've decided to let it go. But if I get my car fixed and it's nothing serious, I probably will dash on the weekends a little bit. My husband and I have already decided that it's probably a good idea to do it on the days he's not working. That way we see each other during the day, because before I was trying to dash from 7 to 11 or 11:30 or 12, and then coming home to rush and cook my husband something, then he would eat and then have to leave for work, and then I would be exhausted and asleep by the time he got home from work. So we were not seeing each other at all, and that's not how we like to be as a couple. We like to hang out, we like to be together, and so it wasn't working for us. Make a scarf for my daughter. I will pay. You know what? I do need to set up an Etsy shop. I need to figure out how to do that and ship my scarves out. I will look into that for you, but make sure you subscribe to the channel and I can update whenever. I say that they're $15, but if I'm gonna have to do shipping and stuff, I may have to rise that to 20, depending on how far it'll need to be shipped, but I will let you guys know. I am afraid of dogs. Oh, I didn't say that. Somebody in the chat said that. I love dogs. Well, some dogs, if they're not trained well, can be pretty scary, but I mean, if it has a good owner and you're not trespassing on somebody's land, they should be pretty good. I am a dog show judge. I have to know my breeds of dog. I have been a dog show judge since I was 19, now 41. Man, so I was right when I said you know your stuff. You really know yourself. That's awesome. You know, I think that that's what makes the world go round. Everybody has their different thing that they're just great at. That's awesome. Paige Pinch says, ew. Okay. That's nice. You too, I guess. I don't know what you're saying, you too. Somebody said it's dinner time. It's morning time for me. It's still not quite 9 a.m. yet. And I'm just having a good time. I would have been outdoor dashing by this time on a normal day, but I actually had a lot harder of a time. I actually had a lot harder of a time than I thought I would stopping DoorDash because I actually really did enjoy it. It just wasn't the best use for my time, especially with me trying to get my real estate license, and it was taking the quiet study time that I could have been studying in the mornings, and I really need to get back to studying. So let's see. Somebody said it's 7:30 p.m. Awesome. Where are you from? I think you might have told me, but tell me again if you're comfortable with that. Daniel G said it's rough out there. My friend just got laid off and another friend surrendered his car because he couldn't afford it anymore. Yeah, it is rough out here. The economy is garbage, and I think everybody out here is just trying to make it. Bubbles, I'm also a volunteer firefighter and a St. John's ambulance paramedic, and to top it all off, I have type 2 diabetes. Well, you know what? You sound like an absolute rock star. And, you know, I love seeing when people can do a lot of things despite sicknesses and issues and different things. So, good on you. Mousum says, I'm back. Well, welcome back. I didn't realize that you left. I didn't see you in the chat for a while, but welcome, welcome. When I was studying in college, I went to my friend's house and his dog attacked me and bit me. When from that day, I'm afraid of dogs. You know, that's understandable. It really is. Like I said, if somebody doesn't train their dog well or try to protect you from their animals, that's pretty messed up. Let me have dinner first. Yes, go have your dinner. Enjoy it. I will be around. I do lives daily, usually, unless things get crazy, which I don't know. I take my real estate state exam next Monday, so life might change pretty dramatically after that, but I'm not sure. I just don't know how it's going to go. I already have someone lined up as a broker in charge and at a brokerage, so I know my next steps are to get together with her and see what to do from there. I'm a little nervous because it seems like I can't find a rhythm and flow for myself just because I don't know what's next for me, and I don't know how life is going to go once I get licensed. I hope everything can kind of start slow, but money coming in would be nice. But yeah, welcome everyone. I see quite a few people have joined me. I'm probably not going to stay on here much longer because I've already been on live for 40 minutes and I feel like that's quite a while. But if you have joined me, please give me a little like. And if you're not quite vibing, no pressure to subscribe. I'm just a mom that likes to try a bunch of hobbies and that likes to try a bunch of new things and have a kind space on the internet for people to enjoy and be safe and be happy. Somebody said, I have a saying that life will throw a curveball to you every day. Just have to know how to deal with that and remember there are people around you that can help if you need it. Yeah, that's good advice. How well does real estate pay usually? Economy sucks, but somehow house prices keep rising. Honestly, I will let you guys know when I know. I know that usually the listing agent gets 4% of the selling price, and the buyer's agent gets 3% of the selling prices in North Carolina specifically. And so I don't know other states' rules and guidelines, but 3% of our economy, usually the lowest houses for sale I'm seeing right now is 300 to 400,000, unless it's a double wide, which is um I grew up living in a double wide. We had a trailer for a while, so that's probably in the lower range. But I'll go ahead and tell you, we bought this house for 250K, and so we have a mortgage now. But yeah, and that was on the absolute lowest pay range that was available when we were looking at houses last year in May. So prices have only gone up from then, and so it's crazy out there. Let's see. Wayne Horn, I hope I said that right. Hi, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Bubbles said, I live in a 4-bedroom house in Australia and I only pay $175 a week, and the house is on waterfront. Well, that's awesome. I'm from North Carolina in the USA, and so I don't even want to say what we have to pay monthly to have this mortgage. I know most of what we're paying is interest to the bank. So that's my main reason for just hustling and making sure that I'm doing all I can for the family, and my husband does the same thing, because we don't want to be in debt. We want to pay this house off. We want to just be able to travel and be able to, you know, do what we want when we want. But everything we make goes straight to bills. And we don't live paycheck to paycheck. We're smart enough to have a little bit of a cushion, but at the same time, middle class is the hardest class to be in, because lower class get the help from the government, which I don't have an opinion on that, because when we fell on hard times, we did have food stamps and WIC like 4 years ago when my son was born and the formula shortage happened, and I just really needed help because he had special formula and it was like $50 a can, and he was going through like 2 or 3 cans a week. And so that's my main reason for getting that. And my husband was between jobs, and so once my husband got the better job and I started working too, it put us in middle class. And in middle class, they take everything from you, help wise, and then they tax you more. And so once you get in a different tax bracket, so you cannot, they make it so hard for people to get out of the middle class and into the upper class. But we're on our way, because we are determined to, you know, live a better life and give our kids the best life, which we are blessed and we are happy where we are. We're happy together. We're happy in this home. We just want a little bit more ease and flow with life. We're really stuck in a scheduled pattern that we want to break free from. Let's see. Sorry, that was just my piece. Which state or country do you live? I live in North Carolina in the USA. Good old USA. Let's see. Our economy is also getting down because U.S. President implements more tariffs and exploring products. Yeah, it's rough out here. Hi, Wayne. I sold my car to help the homeless. My car was 1965 Ford Mustang fastback. Sold it for money. Yeah, that's good. I mean, I always say if you can help somebody out, do it, because you never know what somebody's going through. My friend is unemployed and he lost his food stamps because now you need to work 20 hours to qualify due to the big bill that happened. Yeah, they want to see people at least trying. Not saying your friend isn't trying. Hopefully he'll get on his feet and find a new job. But they want, how do I put it in a way that's not offensive? Some people don't want to work because they want to take and not give back to society, but just take from it. So I'm not going any further with that because I'm not political, but I think everybody deserves a good life. I think that's where I should end that little rant. Everyone deserves a good life. I don't care if you're lower class, middle class, upper class. Everyone deserves good things. I sold my car for $45,000. Oh my gosh, that is a lot of moolah. I didn't even pay that much for my car coming right off the lot. It was $22,000. But that was in 2018. So that was before everything started going crazy high. Hello from Malaysia. Hello. Saya Soapy 94. Ford Mustang. Wow. I like vintage cars. Yeah. I started out with a 1993 Ford Ranger, a little truck, when I was in high school. And the year before I found out I was pregnant, I got my car that I'm still using now. And this was 8 years ago. Yeah, almost 8 years ago when I bought my Toyota Corolla. And I said, you know, by the time I get done paying this off, then I'll probably want to get married and have kids. Yeah, exactly a year later, I found out I was pregnant. So, no, exactly a year later is when I gave birth. No, I only had my car from April to September before I found out I was pregnant. So, yeah, joke was on me hard. Because I definitely didn't have the chance to pay all that off. But that's okay. We'll be fine. No, I love my kids and I love that I'm a mom because it's just, I don't know, they make life fun. They really do. Let's see. I have some people talking with each other in the chat, so I'm gonna let them do that. I really didn't do much. I've only gotten this much done since being on here and talking. I'm just a little chatterbox, and that's why it takes me a long time, because I've been working on it for 48 minutes and I've only gotten like 2 or 3 inches knitted, so I'm very slow because I'm very distractible. But I did put the live on, so I did a live last night where I did the dishes and chit-chatted with a few of you, but I don't know if you guys are super bored with regular mom stuff, because that's what my life is, and sometimes you have to go on a limb and be like, is this worth putting on YouTube or should I just wait? And sometimes I just go for it because you never know. Some people might join and make the conversation more lively, and I'm down for chit-chatting it up with all different people. But I'm gonna let you guys go because I'm gonna sit back and chill and let the sunshine come in on me because it feels so good. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already and you made it this far. I appreciate all of you. I will talk to you later.